ladies, you can introduce yourselves to the live. We could start with Stormy. Go ahead, Stormy. Tell everybody about yourself. If you got things going on the app, just tell them to follow you.
Right, fade me up. I'm Stormy. I've been streaming kind of sporadically. I've been dealing with life. I got grandbaby and all that good stuff. So I'm streaming when I get some time to stream. I'm trying to pick it back up a little more now. So go ahead and hit me with the fade. Feel free to catch me when you catch me.
You say you a grandma?
I am.
Is your light on? Cause I can I'm gonna get closer.
Yeah,
Right.
A grandma,
it's
huh, Granny?
I'm sitting by the
These,
window too.
these
But yeah,
grannies,
so
these
look,
grannies
I'm
looking
trying to hit
cold
the
out
stove
here.
while the baby's sleeping.
All right, cool, cool. All right, Shorty Rock, go ahead.
Hey, I'm Shorty Rock. I go live Tuesday. We do Taboo and play some Truth or Dare, nothing crazy. Don't want to embarrass nobody. Wednesday's just a chill day. And then Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I do Throwback Thursdays, listening to all the old school. So anything you want to listen to, I play.
All right, all right. It doesn't matter the genre.
Nope. 90s and lower, anything. Anything goes.
All right, so bluegrass allowed.
Whatever you want to hear is what I play.
All right, I'm coming in there with some bluegrass. If y'all don't know
Hey,
what that
if
is,
that's
go
what you want
search
to
it real
hear.
quick. I've known Shorty Rock for a long time. I used to go on her live and give her a riddle every day and have
Oh,
her
what's
whole
up?
live just stuck on a riddle. All right. So, just like I was saying, today we're doing fantasy versus reality. A lot of people we stream, we know we should know the difference because we watch TV, we live, we walk around, we do all those different things. So we're gonna ask a couple questions about it, and everything is your opinion. So I don't really have too much controversial topics or anything where people are arguing or anything, but everything's your opinion. You always gotta say that. All right, Shorty Rock, we'll start with you. Give me an example of fantasy and reality to yourself.
Sometimes tagged is fantasy to me because I'm not really the person that I am on live. Like I have a lot of energy. Streaming is very hard. So I feel like that's a little fantasy in it all. Because if you know me, like I'm a Netflix and chill person. Um Reality, I'm a hard worker and yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Go ahead. Go crazy. What about you, Stormy? Fantasy versus
fantasy,
reality.
fantasy for me. Um, levels to that, I guess you can say. But living in a world where there are no bills to pay. I'm so over bills, y'all. I'm so
Oh
over
man,
'em. Like I'm over 'em. I'm just over it. I'm tired of
I
having
think
to
we
pay for
all over
groceries.
bills.
I'm over it. I just need
Hey, hey,
give me a break. Give me a break. That would be my
right.
fantasy.
I understand that,
Um, and then the reality of it is these bills still got to be paid at the end of the day.
man.
I
They
mean,
not gonna go
we still got
nowhere.
to do
Trust
that
me,
regardless of how we feel. We
sister.
still got to do what we got to do. So it just is what it is. Make the best of it.
Right, for sure, for sure. All right, Stormy. What does life look like 100 years from now?
Like the Jetsons.
It, the, you know what? You know what's crazy? The
That
crazy
and
thing about that
beyond.
is when you look at the times in the Jetsons, it was actually 2023.
It seemed like it.
You
Wow.
know, but because back then they were like, "Oh, we should be flying by then." I mean, it's 2023 now, and we don't have flying cars yet. But
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
sure it's somewhere in the making.
and then since I'm a conspiracy theory person, did you know that the Jetsons and the Flintstones were the same time?
Hmm.
So the Jetsons were in the sky. They were living in the sky. They were like the richer people.
Right.
And the Flintstones were the people that were living on the ground. It's like they were even though they had primitive technology, they were still advanced at the same time.
Right.
So that's just conspiracy theory about the
Yeah.
Jetsons. And other movies depict the same thing, like Elysium. If anybody's ever seen Elysium before, they left the Earth and started living on the moon because it started getting bad down here. So, and if you look at news and stuff like that, they were trying to build space stations in that and on the moon and on Mars. So it ain't so much fantasy, it's coming to life. All
Right.
right, Shorty Rock, what does 100 years look like for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like the same with her. Like everything's just gonna be so different. I'm kind of glad I'm not like growing up in 100 years on that kind of stuff because I'm kind of old school. So I
All
I
right,
text and I don't FaceTime and I don't do none of that. So I like this time era I grew up in.
for sure, because eventually we're gonna be like, you remember when cell phones start first coming out, and you had to teach your parents how to text and how to do this and do that. That's gonna be us. We're gonna be the parents and the aunties and uncles that don't know how to use the technology, and somebody's gonna and our family's gonna have to show us how to do it. Flying cars, um, what else? The holograms, like when they do school, how
Mhm.
all the kids when COVID was going on, they were all on laptops versus like 100, 200 years from now. Even some countries practice it now where they use holograms in the classroom where the teacher is not actually
Wow,
physically there and they're able to teach multiple classes at one time. So, a lot of
that's
things are going to
crazy.
change. Yeah, every day. Robotic cars. We already see that where cars are driving themselves. Robo taxis, school buses, unmanned school buses. Like, do you trust your kid to get taken to school by a robot?
Absolutely not, because
You
I don't
know,
trust anyone something like that myself.
right?
I'm
All
good
right.
on it.
So Stormy, do you have a trouble unplugging from social media and the internet?
Do I have any trouble
Yeah.
unplugging?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I absolutely not. It's
Okay.
I mean, like people that typically are on my stream will tell you I haven't streamed in over a week. I mean, it's nothing for me to, I mean, because I have so much going on in my everyday life. Like I said, I'm a mom of three. I have a grandbaby, so my middle son plays football, run track. He's doing wrestling this year. Like it's nothing for me to unplug.
All right.
Nothing
All
at
right.
all.
Do you know somebody on the app that has a problem turning the camera off? You don't got to say their name.
I think I know a couple people like that. But I think we all do though,
Yeah,
regardless of what
when
they
it's
know at
lit, it's
this
lit,
time,
right?
right? So you stay on.
All right. What you thinking, Shorty Rock? Do you have a problem unplugging?
Definitely not. I like my me time without checking my phone. I like to sit there and watch Netflix and not even look at my phone.
I feel that. I would say I'm like kind of half and half. Like I'm not really like dependent on social media or nothing like that, but I do like watching stuff. Like I like watching like little skits and things like that. But as far as like actually being on live, some of my people will tell you like I barely stream. I stream once a week mostly. I get on to do the show. So if y'all looking for me, y'all catch me on Wednesdays. I'm trying to get better. But you know, I'm not really. It's easy for me to just not go live. Once you take a break or something like that, it's just easy to not go live.
Very,
Right.
You
very
know,
easy.
and you once you get the camera up, press the button. It's like, oh, I'm here. So um, you just gotta really do it. And what about do you know somebody that has a problem unplugging?
I'm sure a lot do, but then again, this is their job. So I don't knock nobody.
For sure. Yeah, if you're streaming if it's like your job, because we know everybody knows a streamer on here that it seems like they're all on 24/7, but yeah, there's a lot of people that do social media as a job. So if you're
Mm,
on all day long, 10, 11, 12 hours, I've even done streams like that. I think everybody's at least done like a super long stream. Um, he said streaming should not be a job. It don't pay enough. Hey, Shout out to the look.
Mhm.
I know streamers on this app that make six figures for
Right,
sure.
right.
Every time they go live, they make over $700-800. So, and you times that by 5 days, 6 days,
Yeah.
so, and we're not even just talking tag. There's other apps too. So you don't got patience, it'd be like that. But if you get it, all it takes is some people that support you, and then you'll be on here all day, every day because you see it coming in.
It's
Yep.
addicting. It's
Yeah,
addicting.
It is very, very.
right. All right. Stormy, have you heard about the metaverse?
Yeah, I guess.
A little
Kind
bit.
of.
What about you, Shorty? You heard about the metaverse?
No.
Okay. All right, y'all. So pretty much for the people in the chat and on stage, um, the metaverse is pretty much everything, our reality online. So like they have stores. You can go to McDonald's, you can go to Victoria's Secret. You can do all these things virtually with the headset. Things that you buy in reality come to your house. So if you're on the game, because it's pretty much a game, if you're on the game playing, I don't know, I'm gonna go to the club. So we're live. It's like picture us on tag. We're all in a virtual club. We're all hanging out in the club, dancing, music playing. It would be the same exact thing as if we started playing music in here right now. The only difference is it's an avatar that you create, and it's like, oh, we're hungry, so we go to the bar in the game, or the a restaurant in the game, and order food, and then the food shows up to our house, and we can eat in real life also. Like Sims, it's going to be it's a life like
Wow.
Sims. How do you think things like that
Yeah.
are going to affect the world? Either one of you ladies can answer.
I mean, it could have a bunch of different effects. Like I said, I feel like technology has already just about wiped out human interaction. Um, you
Right.
don't have to go see people unless you want to go see people. You know what I mean? You could, like you say, you can do your shopping online, all of that kind of stuff. Um, I mean, I guess in a sense, you still interacting with your people within your metaverse, I guess you call it.
Metaverse.
But I mean, it's just again taken away from the social interaction because we screens or watching our holograms or whatever. Now the
Mm-hmm.
cool part about it is, it's cool that I can do it on the game and I can get my food to the house. Like that's amazing. I personally love food. I think I speak for everybody in the world when I say food is a beautiful thing.
Right, right, right.
That part would be cool, but it's just gonna add to taking away, that social interaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We seen that with COVID. Like COVID kind of um we couldn't interact with each other. It was like we couldn't be around each other. But everybody was doing FaceTime, streaming apps were booming because you got that interaction with people. And then when COVID slowed down, because it didn't end, it slowed down, people were like, well, I don't gotta go over there still. I could still just, call you. You have a friend that's like, hey, get on live. And you're like, why don't you just come to the house? It's like, oh, so you want to be on live, but you don't want to pull up to the house. That's, unless they're far away from you. What are you thinking, Shorty?
I think it's gonna make people lazy. Um, because we do eat. We sit here and we eat. It's just, I like to be out and about and interact with other people, but I do like social media, like tag, because it does let me interact with people that I don't live next to and can come on and say hi to my friends. But yeah, I feel like it's just gonna make people lazy and fat, and I don't want to do that.
Hmm. There's a movie. Um, I can't even think. I don't know if it's called Game Up. No, but it pretty much depicts how the game Horizons is before it actually came out. There was a guy, big dude, sloppy dude, like one of the creeps. You could think of him as like a creep when you guys picture player one. That's what it is. Thank you. Um, his character was a female, right? Even though he was a guy, and he was in the fantasy world, talking to dudes and robbing their characters and doing other stuff. Do you feel like people are gonna have a identity crisis dealing with games like that? It's like a catfish, but like a virtual catfish.
I think the weirdness is just gonna be increased.
It's gonna be increased.
It's people already be weird, and I think that's gonna just intensify it like on a whole nother level. Like you just said, like this is a guy, but his avatar is a girl that that's out mingling with guys who thinks that this person is really a girl, but it's really a guy, and it was probably a cute girl, but it's really not. Like a girl that was in shape,
Hmm.
looking good, and then it's really this guy who is completely out of shape. Like
Right.
that would be so weird.
Yeah, yeah, definitely weird. Like
Mhm.
we're trying to interact with real people, not catfishes.
We see it
Right.
on here all the time. Like,
We
somebody come into
do.
your stream, then you first thing we do if the thing is I don't necessarily do it. Somebody comes in your live and they just start talking to you or whatever, and they're having a decent conversation, and you're like, hold on, let me look to see what you look like. I could put any picture up there. Unless I physically go live, you don't know what I look like. And there are people on here that don't even go live at all. So you actually really never know what
Right.
Hmm.
what they look like. So
That's
that's
true. Cause
always
like
an issue.
I don't mind catfishing my life. If they talking to me, I don't really care. I don't really kick anybody out. So
Yeah.
I don't mind trolls and catfishes and you know.
Yeah, if it's matching up, and I guess, like, especially if you're not on here for certain intentions, like, it's not gonna bother you. Like, if you were a person that was on here for dating, then
Right.
you would be mad if somebody was catfishing you. If you're on here getting diamonds and streaming and trying to, boost up your streaming platform, then you probably don't care, because look at other when famous people go live, they don't know who's coming in their live. They don't know none of those people. They just sitting there just talking and talking, so um things like that, you gotta forget it. Have you have you ladies ever, like, when you get ready to date somebody, you kind of create that scenario and fantasy about the person before you meet them? Have you guys done that?
I don't really do that. I just
I
go with
don't
the
do it.
flow of things.
Right. I have done
Cause
it in the past. I don't do it anymore. Because you can get your whole world crushed
hmm
by creating this scenario that you are completely unsure of.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, for some, who knows? It may work out for the best, but typically not.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. So you meet somebody before you go out. You're just like, they're gonna, I don't know, just by looking at them, because that's pretty much what you're gonna judge off of, just looking at their pictures or whatever. You're like, oh, he's so handsome, or she's so beautiful. This date's gonna go like this. He's gonna come get me. We're gonna have a wonderful time. Everything's just gonna be so great. And then you build up that fantasy about that person. Then you meet them, and it's like, this is a terrible date. It's not what I expected. What's up, chat? Any of y'all do that in the chat? I know I've had that happen, just based off of looks. Like, that's kind of like our, when like, we're visual, people are visual. And if we see somebody, it's like, all right, yeah, this is gonna be one way, and then when you finally meet them, it's like the complete opposite. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. I try not to. I try not to go into things with an expectation.
Right. My motto is to avoid disappointment, don't expect anything. I think that is the key to a stress-free, happy life.
Hmm.
No expectations.
Everyone is based off of looks instead of their personality. Sometimes it's hard to um to get past their looks with certain people. You know, um, yeah, you fall faster if you do. Like, All right, we'll say who is your you watch a lot of Netflix, Shorty Rock. Who is your favorite fantasy character? Your character on TV.
I don't know. I don't really have one.
Do you have one,
I like,
Stormy?
yeah.
Not necessarily a favorite character, um, per se. Like so like when you say favorite character, like do you just mean in general or like a
It's
crush
just a
character?
not the actual person, but the character. So like,
Right.
yeah, so yeah, like Denzel in Training Day or something. Like, did you like his character? Like, who's your favorite character?
I got a lot of favorite characters, but I would say one of my all-time favorites would be Paul Walker's character in the Fast and Furious movies. I
Okay,
feel like he was a great actor. Rest in peace to him. So yeah, he was one of my favorites.
okay. Mine would be like the lady that played Columbiana.
Mm.
Mm,
You
that
know,
was a good one.
it was just like she's bad. She, she can shoot, she can finesse. It's like
Right.
the ultimate person.
Hmm.
And then what you do is you follow them on social media because you're like, all right, you love them or whatever. And she just came out with another. She's in another movie, kind of doing the same thing recently. And you're just like, I look at that character and I look at her Colombiana character. I was like, I hate her now. Why'd
Mm.
they make her play this character? And you tend to not like the person. There's like I'm trying to think of another movie like that where everybody loved the character and then all of a sudden he plays another role and you're just like, wow, I don't like him anymore. Like the guy on oh man, I can't even think of his name. Batman. I can't even think of this character's name. He was always been like, okay, Pinky from Friday, right? We all know him as Pinky, right? We love him as Pinky, but realizing that every other movie he's played in,
He was a
he
complete
he's a
jerk.
he's a terrible character,
A complete jerk.
terrible character, you know. And you fall in love with this character, and then all of a sudden they have to take a bad role, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Um, that's the same thing. People when they meet them, you're Stormy on tag. This is what I get from you because when you turn the camera on, you're giving me tag Stormy, right? When you turn the camera on, I'm getting Shorty Rock, the tag version. And then we turn the camera off and I meet you in real life. It's like, oh, this is Shorty Rock. This is Stormy. Oh, well, I guess,
Right,
you
like this
know,
is not what I expected.
I'm going to Live Fest, everybody. If you see the top little play button, it's for Live Fest. The community group, Tag and other apps are going to a big festival in Arizona in November. And a lot of streamers are going to be there and VIPs, and we're going to meet each other. And I can almost guarantee you 100% because I've heard it from past streamers. They get there and they're like, oh, that was my favorite streamer until I met them.
Oh no.
I'm, yeah,
Wow.
I
that
can
was my
only
favorite streamer
imagine.
until I met them. Now
That would
it's
be
funny.
me.
People tell me that are going there like, man, you probably not really 6'5", and I'm like, no, I'm really 6'5". But hey, if you guys are waiting to see me to see if I'm really 6'5" or not, hey, have at it. It's not fantasy. I only put it in my name to tell because people kept asking me how tall I was. Um, all right, we asked that one. Da-da-da-da. All right, Shorty Rock, fantasy, right? When it comes to cooking, if you could, have you ever fantasized about your food being way different than what you actually made?
So sometimes I really surprise myself. Like I don't like cooking. Um And then I'll cook something and I'll be like, man, that was good. So I'd be surprising myself. I can grill, but
Hmm.
cooking, I can cook, but like, yeah, sometimes like I haven't made something in like 5, 10 years and I make it again. I'm like, well, why didn't I make that again before? Like,
Right.
yeah.
What about you, Grandma? Grandma Stormy. Yeah, Grandma. That's
um,
crazy.
I know, right? It's nuts. Um, Typically, when I am doing a rush meal, like when I'm just throwing something together,
Hmm.
it's like that's when I surprise myself the most. Versus when I take my time and I plan to do this, extravagant meal. That's when it be all screwed up. Cause kids be getting on my nerves, baby crying out and let something overcook. But it's like when I'm doing those rush meals that's not thought out, that I had to improvise because I didn't have this, but I did have this, so I'm gonna make it do what it do. It's
Right.
like that's when I surprise myself the most. And my kids be like, "Ooh, mama, that was busting." I
That's
know, right?
funny.
I know, right?
Mom, that was busting.
Yeah, like I don't like to cook. I can cook. It ain't my favorite thing to do. I too can grill. I like to grill. We actually did some
Me
probably do some
too.
grilling this weekend. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't care for cooking. I just know that it has to be done. But my kids are older, so I can either say go in there and go cook something.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Go in there and make you and your brother some dinner. So,
Hmm.
that's the blessing in it.
Have you ever baked anything like you see like a cake on TV or a pie and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make my pie look like that, and then you make it and it don't look nothing like that?
I'm not a baker. I've never baked in my life. I don't
Um,
eat sweets.
I love sweets. I love cookies and cakes and pies and all those things. I love that stuff. I don't. You know what? I made these. What the heck were they? It was like some chocolate chip cookie brownie something. It was a lot of stuff in one.
Hmm. Did
Um,
TikTok make you do it?
it did not. A sale at the grocery store made me do
All right.
it. I'm a sucker for sales. So I was like, ooh, these are 10 for 10. Ooh, let me try these out. So um, I mean they turned out pretty good. They were a little like you supposed to make them crispy like, but I guess I
Hmm.
prefer like a softer cookie and a softer brownie.
Right, right,
So
right.
everybody else said they were amazing, begging me to make
Nick,
more. But
vegan
I personally just wasn't a fan of how they turned out.
blessings. Yeah, I've always, I'm not really a chef. I don't really cook like that. I made food because I would lived alone and I had to cook. But I've never really had anybody be like, "Oh, that's nasty," or they always try to get me to cook certain things when I did cook certain stuff. It's not like Nailed It the show. Like I'm gonna make a 3-tier cake and then I seen it and then boom, nailed it, and then the cake sideways and falling down, you
That show
know.
is hilarious because
Hmm.
you see some really good stuff, but you see some jacked up stuff too on there.
Right, right, right.
Oh
Nailed it.
goodness.
Um,
Yeah, I typically just do basic cakes and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like far as like cooking, it's not really like too much of a fantasy. You're just trying to emulate something for the most part. Vegan, would you like to come up? Um, with work, you guys like work, right?
Say it again. I didn't even hear
I say
you.
you guys like work, right?
It ain't my favorite thing to do, but it's got to be done.
Okay,
Gotta
okay.
be
What
done.
about you,
Gotta be
Shorty? You
done.
like work?
I love work.
You
It's my
love it.
passion. Yeah.
I I was watching what's that show? Family Feud yesterday, and one of the questions was like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you like your job? And everybody was like 10.
Line.
And the number one answer was actually one, you know.
Wow.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all because if you think about it, most people hate their jobs. Most people dread getting up, going to their jobs. Like every now and again, you'll find a handful of nurses that genuinely love doing it. You'll find a handful of teachers that genuinely love to do that. But
Yeah.
mostly people be like, "Ooh, I hate going in this place, but I gotta go in here. I don't like it, but I'm going."
Right.
And I've been on both sides of that. Like I've been that person that really, 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 really loved my job, and then I also was that person that was like, man, I hate it here. Like I would, I worked a job that stressed me out, and I hated it so much that when my alarm would go off in the morning, I would wake up, turn my alarm off, and I would silently cry sitting in my bed so my kids wouldn't hear me. That's how much I hated going.
Man, that's terrible.
Um, I would like
Mm-hmm.
literally, but it was great money. It was great benefits, but I hated my job. It stressed me out so bad. Like I never had time for my kids. I would leave home at 6:45 in the morning. Sometimes I wouldn't get home until after 9 o'clock at night. Like I've missed my kids' whole life at that point. Um,
Man, I'm
I
gonna leave
hated
my
my
job.
job, but I needed that job, But eventually, of course, I did just, I sucked it up and let it go because my kids are more important than any job,
Oh my God,
especially a
Molly.
job that doesn't
Wow.
make me happy. So,
Blessings. Glad to see
oh
you.
wow.
I have to come to your stream more now. Good, get you here. What's up, everybody? If you are tuned in, welcome to How Times Change Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. The best day on the app, Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? We started off with Anointed Vessel with Show Before Mine. And come check me out Wednesdays, 1 p.m. After this, you guys could check out Venus versus Mars. You can check out Sweet Tea. She came in here, Sweet Tea's dating show on Wednesdays. And you also can check out Found a Way with Why It Matters. So Wednesdays are the best day on the app. No, can't
And
nobody
then
tell me.
later on tonight on Wednesdays, you can actually
Hmm.
go through and check out one mic. You can find me
Oh
judging
yeah,
there.
one mic. I forgot
You
one
can
mic.
definitely
Yep.
go slide through
Hmm.
Aries Nation page
Aries
and
Nation. Yep.
support the show.
Wednesdays, best day on the app, y'all. Come check it out. All right. Same thing for you, Shorty. Um, Work, right? So do you have a fantasy life at work? Because a lot of people do.
Um, no, I don't
No.
have a fantasy life at work. No.
No, I don't. All right. Well, because all right, so we'll say people have like what's that work husbands and work wives and best friends, and it's like at work they have a whole different reality. And as soon as
Yeah,
they leave work, ain't none of that stuff going to the car with them.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, the people I work with, yeah, I call them my brothers and sisters because I'm one of the oldest, but yeah, I like having like little brothers and sisters, but they're in their 30s, but so yeah,
All
I
right.
get it. And then,
Okay.
yeah, once I get out of work, I don't talk to you.
Right, right, right.
Basically, don't think about them no more till you see them.
What about you, Stormy? You got the same thing?
um, yeah, it used to be like that. Like some of them I would, still hear from, outside of work. But very, very rarely. I typically like to leave work at work. I don't want to mix my work and my home. Because they both can be stressful. So I prefer to, let work be work and my regular life be my life.
Dope, dope, dope. Have you guys ever dealt with somebody at your job that always has like a wild story and you could just be like, I know they lying. They always have a wild story.
Oh, yeah, I've worked with somebody like that before.
I always have one. And there's people that I work with frequently where it's like every time I see them, I'm like, man, what's the story gonna be today?
Right, what's it gonna be today?
And it's always like, so I work with the NFL and the NBA and all like the sports leagues and stuff, so I work operations and with stadiums pretty much and arenas. And when it comes to coming to work, people are always late all the time. every single time. They know, look, we start at 4 o'clock. Why would you get here at 4 o'clock if you start at 4 o'clock? Or you're calling me at 3:50 telling me you're gonna be an hour late, you know. Um every time I deal with a coworker, they always have the man, I was in traffic, man, this car flipped over on the road and it was a big fire and the ambulance had to airlift the person off the freeway and it's always something wild like that. And I'm just like, I can look going on the freeway when you were coming.
Mm-mm.
Welcome in everybody. Um so you guys don't have a problem leaving work at work, right?
Not
Mm-mm.
anymore. When I was younger and didn't know any better, I would bring work home with me, come home, cuss my kids out, and they like, but mama, I cleaned my room. I washed it. What I do? And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, sorry, baby. It's not even you. Mommy had a long day. I'm sorry. But you live and you learn, So I'm thankful to have learned how to leave work at work.
Right, right, right. Nothing can have you lash out on people more than a rough day of work. You have
Sometimes I bring it home because I deal with people. So like sometimes people irritate me, or maybe my boss may irritate me. But yeah.
Yeah. See, I always have the opposite. My coworkers, I'm a supervisor, so I always deal with 200 to 300 employees all the time. And I got to entertain all those personalities and the people that are always doing the same thing.
Mm-mm.
Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kudos to you.
and even days after the shift, I always still in deal with stuff like, oh, my time was wrong, or I don't like this person. I can't work with that person. Don't put me over, don't assign me over here. And, you know, like I, I unplug. Soon as I hit the button, oh, we off? Let me clock out. As soon as I clock out, it's over for me. I hate when our support team messages me about people's times and stuff. No, I don't care anymore. Summer, all right, y'all. I said something about Wednesdays being the best day on the app. It is. Wednesdays have the best shows, but you guys can also go check out Summer on Thursdays. All right. Yeah, yeah. Summer, I like Summer show, so I don't know about whatever else is going on Thursdays, but y'all go check out Summer on Thursdays. Um, Shorty Rock. When it comes to entertaining your live, what are some of the things that you've created to get people engaged?
Everybody loves music, so that's I always have music playing. I just love music. And then like I said, for Throwback Thursdays, I like to get people involved and to hear what they want to hear, and um let it be about the viewers and not myself all the time, because I want or like playing games. It gets people interactive and having fun and hopping in the box and being in the comments and stuff like that, because taboo is funny because you never know what somebody's going to put in the answer, and some of them are naughty sometimes, so then you gotta spell things differently.
Mm-hmm. What you thinking, Stormy? Same thing. What do you do for your
Yeah,
life?
music, absolutely. I also incorporate sports. I'm a sports mom. I love football. I discuss like my son's stats and stuff for his games because he is he's him. As
He's
he says,
him.
Mama, I'm him. I'm
That's
like, I know
funny.
you're him. I can see you. But yeah, music, sports. Some people be needing a place to be. Um, so my live is always open for that as well. Um, but yeah, I just try to create a safe, positive space, a place of happy energy and good vibes, good energy.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Have people on your streams ever got you through a bad day without them realizing that they did that?
Yeah,
I would say
absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Um, sometimes, just like we were saying earlier about people unplugging, sometimes you can't you have to get on here to unplug from reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
we talked more about getting off of the app to unplug versus the opposite way, getting on here to unplug from reality. Now that's
Right.
my lifestyle. When people who know me or been here before, they realize that when I first started streaming, I'm a streamer for almost 13 years now. Um, Streaming kept me off the streets. It kept me, from hanging out with people and, all the shenanigans of Southern California life. Um, Now I get on here and people, hey, they dropping gifts, we having good conversations, and my homies hit me and they're like, "Yeah, man, come outside. We about to go over here and do this and that." And I'm like, "All right, y'all, I'm about to get off." And then boom, somebody drops a dragon or something. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wait, it's lit. I can't get off,
Right.
I can't get off, You guys experience stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you
Hmm.
getting ready to get off, you have your specific time set that you're gonna get off, and then a certain somebody will come into your life you may not have seen in a minute, and then you on for 2 more hours.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, would you both say that you enjoy streaming now, like when versus how when you first started, you might have been like nervous and scared to go live?
Yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable with it because initially I wouldn't stream at all. Like I would go to other people's streams or whatever, maybe hop in the box, whatever, whatever. But I wouldn't stream because I've only been streaming like a year and a half.
You still scared, Summer?
Well,
Oh,
not even a year and a half, a year and a couple months. Yeah, because I think I started streaming like in July of last year. Um, so I mean, I guess now I don't know. I guess I'm just me. I'm mom, I'm grandma. So if you hear a baby hollering in the background, like this is my real life. If you hear me fussing at one of the kids about homework or because the dish is not washed or whatever, like that's how comfortable I am. I'm not the person that's always mute my line so you don't hear me going off on my kids. Like this is my life. This is who I am. Although I'm Stormy on the app and I'm me in my life, we are one and the same. We just got different names. You know what I mean?
dope,
Like
dope,
this.
dope.
This is who I am. Um, Take it or leave it. With me, it's
Right.
no gray area. You either love me or you hate me. It's not.
Hmm.
It's not really a
Yeah,
gray
figure
area.
it out, right? Figure it out.
Right. Right.
I know what you thinking, Shorty. You
Yeah,
still
I've been streaming probably about 4 or 5 years now, and like what I started with like was in my garage, chilling with my daughter. Now she was over the age of 18. Like we had our thing, but I didn't feel comfortable coming live
damn
without her because
sweetie.
she really helped me out a lot. And like in real life, I'm actually like really shy. So this streaming has definitely got me out of my comfort zone
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I've come a long way. Um, but yeah, when I get off the app for a certain amount of time, I don't want to come back on. I'm just like so used to having my normal life,
Right,
you know, because if I'm not on live, I'm at work or I'm out hanging out with my friends. So, but yeah, streaming has got me out of my comfort zone a lot.
right. I remember when I first ever started streaming, I used to be like this.
Where'd you go? Where'd
I
you go?
Yeah, yeah. I used to
Now
be
you
like
see
I would be like hiding. I would hide. I'd be like people are looking at me. Weirdos are looking at me. I do not want to be on camera. I'm scared. And it took like, you got look, everybody got that person in their stream that they just think you are a 15, a 20 out of 10. Like they don't care what happens, they just love you forever. And they were like, "You're so handsome. Why don't you get?" And I was like, "Look, stop lying to me. Stop lying to me. I'm not handsome." Yeah, but everybody look good to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I would I'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna get in the camera for a little bit, then I'll get out of the camera," and it would just be like a back and forth thing. Chocolate. So I understand like getting over your nerves when it comes to very first streaming. You You go live, you don't really understand what's going on, whether it's this app or another app, and you could see the progress. Like Shorty, I remember when you first started streaming. You know, like
Right.
very like day one, you would get on here and you really wouldn't be in the camera like that, and then I come back now and it's like Shorty got all these shows going
Right.
on, you got games, you got all this different stuff, and you see how people
Right.
progress in life. Hey, thank y'all for
Yeah.
sliding through and dropping. um it just it's good because first people they get on here, everybody's done it. They get on, they got their camera facing towards the ceiling. you know they don't really interact with people that much, and then you see them 6 months later, they got like a ring light, a chair. They
Right.
like fully engulfed in the streaming now, but when they first started, they got their phone linked up against their pillow or something. They playing music off their phone instead of like having you know Alexa or whatever else going on. It's like the streamer starter kit. you know
Right.
um you get more comfortable with the people, you start learning different personalities and different streaming styles and stuff like that. So I'm thankful for the people who were there when I first started, you know way back then, because I definitely would pop my phone up against the couch or something to sit on the floor, or, people like, do you got this or do you got that? I'm like, what? Yeah, I just not showing you that. So yeah, we're in one room of our house, but we're not just gonna go tour the whole house with you guys like you do when you first stream. People, they might be live on a couch or live in their kitchen or live outside, and it's like every day you're just streaming somewhere different. Then you learn what's going on, and you like get that one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember your first gifter?
Yes.
What they do something crazy for you? Was the first gift like something crazy, or was it just like a little rose or something?
Well, me and my daughter didn't even know. We didn't know about the gifts. We just hit the live button and started going live, and all of a sudden, like, there was all types of stuff coming down. We're like, what the heck is that? Like, they had the Michael Jackson one at the top. We're like, no, like
Oh
it
yeah,
was
that's cool.
crazy. Like, we had no idea what the heck was going on. Yeah, I remember that person. Yeah. No
Hmm.
names.
Dope. No names. I'm gonna name my first gift. Cause my first gifter, my first
And for
gifter was
me, it
Crystal. Um, I remember my first like, I think my first like 20K, like my first 20K, I was just on, and she was like, "You ever get a jet before?" I'm like, "What's a jet?" And
Right.
then boom, a jet. What's a dragon? I remember my first dragon. I was like, "Dang, you can get my first jet, my first dragon."
I got your Millie, your first Millie.
Oh yeah, you remember that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
You took my first millie. Yep. See, that's how far we go back. And then because of
Yeah.
that millie, I was able to do a gunny battle, because at when the gunny
Okay.
battles first started, you had to have 1,000,000 diamonds to do one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, I remember that. What you think, Stormy? What gift was it? Your first one?
well, it was a series of gifts. Um, yeah, it was a series of gifts. Look, like Shorty said, no name. Um, and it's crazy how my first gifter, as far as I know, they're no longer even on the app. Um, and we don't even speak anymore. Like that's
Hmm.
how crazy, it'd be funny how the tables turn.
Right. My first gifter doesn't stream anymore, but she gets on the app like every like once in a blue moon, and she's still red. You know, like my first bouncer, I didn't know what a bouncer was.
Yeah,
You
me
know, all that. And I was just like, I remember she came in one time. I was like, you always gonna be a bouncer in here, because I didn't know what was going on this app. It's like, even though I did stream on another app, all the apps are kind of different from each other. You know, so I was like, yeah, you always gonna be a bouncer here. Everybody got one person on their list that they don't ever take off. For the most part. Um, so, ladies, when it comes to the topic of the day, I always ask close to the end, do you guys have anything to contribute to today's stream?
I just like to contribute peace, love, and happiness in your fantasies and in your reality.
All right.
I'm serious because and I stress that because you just never know what people are going through. There is so much going on in the world. You got people
Okay,
going on,
444.
dealing with stuff in their relationships, with their kids, with their jobs, with their finances, with their church home. Like it's just so much going on, and you just never know what people are going through. And I just feel like people should smile more. My goal every day is to try to make as many people smile as I can. Whether it's via cracking a funny joke or,
Doing an episode.
whatever. Well, I guess my jokes be kind of funny. They be funny to me.
Hey,
I ain't gonna
long as they funny
lie.
to you, that's what. Look, I
and I
got dry
and
humor. I
the
know.
crazy thing is, whether my joke is funny or not, most likely you still gonna laugh because I'm gonna laugh first. And I grew up
Right.
down south, so I'm real country. So just to hear me laugh is gonna make somebody else laugh. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's still a win-win.
You ever laugh because somebody's laugh is funny? That's what gets me.
Yes.
Your laugh is funny. So I can't help but laugh because you laughing funny. Like,
Right.
somebody just sent me a video the other day about like people Kawhi Leonard and another a basketball player that they got like the funniest laugh, and they were comparing their laughs. Um, so yeah, cool. All right, Shorty, right? What about you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm like the same way with her. I accept everybody in my life, and yeah, I try to help get people through their days with my music, put out the positive vibes. Because people come in and they're like, okay, I'm okay today, but why aren't you great? Why aren't you wonderful? You got to make the best of every single day that you're here. And yeah, I don't kick nobody out of my stream. Everybody is welcome. Definitely like to put out the positive energy and put it into the air.
Yeah. See, I don't really know about that. Like when people be like, "Oh, I just want to keep it positive and this and that." I never ever say that. It just happens. Like it's just you gonna come here, I'm gonna be chilling for the most part. It's not gonna be nothing. I guess it's positive. People tell me like, "Oh, you're a positive streamer." I'm like, yeah, but I don't preach positivity or nothing. I just
I
do
don't
it.
either. I just,
You
help them
got
get
the
through the
streamers
day.
that be like, "Good vibes in here" and all that. We just doing whatever we doing in here.
But you know what? I feel like some of those are the ones that's kind of questionable because why you gotta force that on us for us to know
Yeah,
that it's a good vibe. If it's a good vibe, we'll feel that it's a good vibe.
that's true. That's true. I get that a lot. Like, oh, I come into your stream and you're just so energetic. I love the energy. So yeah, I feel that.
Right. You ever going to live and you're just like, this is weird. I'm leaving. Like
Yes.
All the time.
you
Yes.
just go in there and it's just like, yeah, this is it. If I come in your live and
Yes.
you're not in the camera, I'm leaving for sure. But
Me too.
if
Me
you're like
too.
on camera, like how you go in and say hi to somebody, hey, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for coming to the stream. Um, so you go in there live and you're like, hey, what's up? And they just
Yes.
look at your
Bye
comment,
bye. And I'm not gonna favorite you.
don't say nothing. I'm
Nope.
doing
I leave.
great. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you come back next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Check out the full show. Um, yeah, I
I
don't.
can't do it.
Yeah, low. Oh, that's cool.
I, I
Um,
don't I don't like to kick people out of our stream, but sometimes I have to because people
I
be doing.
learned it messes up your algorithm sometimes, but at the same time, it's like this is your
But
live.
I gotta protect my peace by
Yeah, this
ending
is
these
your live. At the end of the
necessary. You're
day,
not gonna come
this
over
is
here
your
messing with
live.
my peace now.
That's
I
why
worked
they
too hard for this
created
peace.
they created remove from stream versus block
Right,
Yeah.
because it's like just go and try it again tomorrow.
right,
That's what I
absolutely.
started doing because I didn't know the difference and I was just blocking everybody and I kick out the people that don't speak. Like, don't just come in and stare at me. I'm sorry. That's weird.
Everybody has that
So,
one moment where it's like you ever live and then somebody just comes in, you're like, dude, you keep coming in here, you keep coming and you never say nothing. And I don't like
yes.
that. And you got to go.
Yes.
I had a gift. I won't even well, they're a gifter now, but I had a person that used to come to my stream every single day. As soon as I hit live, they were the first one through the door. every time. And I'd be like, "What's up? How you doing? What's going on? Hello, hello." Like I would talk to them every single day, would never say nothing. I'd be like, one day they're gonna talk to me. And then they came in one day and I didn't say nothing. I just looked at the name. I was like, oh. And they replied, they was like, "Oh, so you're not gonna say hi to me now?"
Waiting for your whole conversation with him and not
I'm
answer you back.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know you talk, and then they threw me a jet. And I was like, well, I guess,
Right.
huh?
Well, all right then.
You know. So hey, it is what it is. Like you come in here, you don't want to talk. Hey, if it's annoying me, then I might remove you. But I don't even care anymore. You come in here, hey, thanks for the view. Come back tomorrow. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Come back to the next stream. I like the views. Come on. They were
Right.
observant. They definitely were observant. And the day I didn't say nothing to them, they got on me. You know. So, ladies, I
That's
appreciate you
funny.
guys coming to the stream. Future shows, next year, because it's kind of close to the end of the year. Um, we started in February. This is episode number 36 or 37, one of those, 36 or 37. I appreciate everybody that played a part in the live. And yeah, man, we're gonna do this again. We'll have to get y'all back on here. We'll dive deep and figure out what's something that you guys just love talking about, and look at how you guys come back for sure. The topics are random. I just feel them. Sometimes I do the topic right before I go live that I feel that day. Sometimes I make them in advance. It's kind of a how times change. Anything could change over time. Everything is affected by a timeline. So it's random. We could talk about 100 years from now specifically, or we could talk about 2,000 years ago. So it's just whatever pops up. So everybody in the chat and on the live, thank you for coming to How Times Change, and we are up out of here. So, ladies, I will box you down. Anybody in the
Thank you
chat
so
got
much for
something to say
having
about the topic?
me.
I'll give y'all opportunity. Shorty Rock. See, I forgot
Thank
about
you for
that first
having me.
Millie. But I
Yeah.
remember when you said it, I was like, yeah, she sure did take my first Millie. I remember that. And you came in and you said something about, oh, you almost had a Millie, huh? Bam.
Thank you so much for having me. Have
hmm
fun.
Yeah, Fave,
Have a
Shorty
good
Rock,
one.
and Stormy, y'all.
Thank you.
And would y'all rocking with me if I laugh like this? Hold on, let me pull it up. If I was just in my life, y'all still be my friend? No? Guess not. Yeah? All right, cool, cool. I'm gonna work on my awkward laugh. Thank you, thank you. Vixen, you didn't tell me what happened with your well, you kind of did, but with your thing, your pitch. Yeah, you were saying I was trying to change some things, but you didn't tell me what. Everything, everything, everything. They want is storytelling. See, the issue with that is that they kind of, how like they want show more two shows of like the same kind of thing. So they had I would look like Fame. Um like let's see. Whose show was I thinking about? Um DH isn't on the app no more, right? He had a show where people acted out scenarios, right? And it's kind of like how Lord show is, but not the same, but similar. You know, they want people to have they want multiple they want multiple of the same shows sometimes, like two cooking shows, two fitness shows, two dating shows. Like they want more than one of the same show, but at different times. We got two poetic shows. Like, they want multiple options at the same but of the same show. Um some people have originals, like where it's like an original idea. And I know, like, far as like telling stories, it's like what are they, you know, fame shows two truths and a lie. So you gotta figure out if they're telling the truth or lying. But I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. But I tell people, they say they see it too much. Well, yeah, because just I told you a couple weeks ago, there's so many people that are trying to get featured shows that just they can't get past the actual idea, or the beginning of the part. Um and it took me it took me like a year. I'll say a year to get my show going, only because I didn't pitch it at first. I just pitched it this year, well, the end of last year, beginning of this year. Um, so, and I had my idea. They didn't. The only thing that was changed about my show was certain topics that I can't talk about. That's the only thing that I took out. As far as everything else, it was green. You know, when you doing a show, you always gotta be like, what don't they have? You know, what don't they have on the app, and what's a good idea? Hold on, but like, you said you. Uh, I'm all tangled up. What do you mean? I could have the same concept, but my questions had to be last. Like, oh, okay. So, like, they can pretty much they could tell their stories, and then at the end, you ask them questions about their stories and stuff. True or false? Okay. More creative. I understand that. Um, what you? I might just do two shows. So you're gonna keep Tattletale, but you're gonna do the feature the way that they want. Let Tattletale be a box up. Okay. Mm. And that's risky. Only because you have random people that be trying to join the box. Yeah. Like in here, like while I'm doing the show, the feature show, every feature show host has this issue. When you're doing the show, just random people hitting the box. They hear what you're talking about and they're like, "Oh, I want to talk about it. I want to get in on that topic." So they just start hitting the box, hitting the box, hitting the box. You know. Yeah. All right, come on, 500 views.